E here. How's it going? Me? I've had better days. First, with 5 days to go until Samantha's supposed to move to Texas, the place that had already accepted her application said, "Oh, we're going to have to turn that down now because you don't have a job." She's like, "I'm moving from the state of Minnesota to Texas. I'm going to school. No shit, I don't have a job." So I don't know if everybody does it that way, but if you run an apartment complex or you rent and someone's moving from out of state and you're denying them because they don't already have a job in a completely different state, you're a moron. And the policy is stupid. Because the first thing she's planning on doing is getting a job because, like the rest of us, she doesn't necessarily like money, but realizes it's a necessity in scenarios like this. And then, of course, I've got some stuff. Our city is making us comply. They're worried that everyone's sewer has excessive decay in the lines, and when it rains, they have to filter too much water that is already clean. So they're making every house but one in my block replace the line or get it lined from the house to the street. And as it turns out, 99% of every house that these estimating companies have looked at all have a trap like you see under your sink inside the house. Mine just happens to be outside under the porch, an enclosed, fully enclosed porch that is, and that has to be removed. So how do you dig down 5 to 6 feet when the house, part of the house is in the way? Easy. Spend twice as much money as everybody else in the neighborhood. Sounds like a good time to have a beer. Sorry for the vent, but those two scenarios are BS. So now Sam's back to the drawing board trying to find a place to live in Texas, and I'm pretty much planning on telling the city they can stick it up their ass, because it's one thing to spend $8,000 on, say, a car or something that, this does absolutely no improvement to my house. What I have already works. It's just questionable in their eyes. So, Michael, you know who you are, a friend of mine, sent me a care package. Just wanted you to know that I did receive it. We've got Montucky Cold Snack. 16 ounces of refreshment. This is supposedly the official beer of Montana. And I don't see an alcohol percentage on there. Mystical Stout, an organic stout from Wildwood Brewing. 2 offerings from Lewis and Clark Brewing Company. We've got Miner's Gold Hefeweizen. Alcohol percentage, I don't see it either. It looks like there's a whole novel on the side of this one. The other one is a Scottish ale. Speaking of Scottish ale, I've actually had stuff from Belhaven before, and I have, not only have I not seen this one, which would go with I have never had it. 7% on this one. Looking forward to trying that. And Buffalo Sweat. I want to say that I can get this around here because I have had something from them, but I've never had their oatmeal cream. And you guys that know me know that the oatmeal stouts are amongst some of my favorites. And this is a 5%er, which means you can have more of them. So, Mike, thanks. We'll put those in rotation. As a matter of fact, today is Friday, and seems like this would be a good one to have on a Saturday. So the Belhaven Scottish Stout is up on deck. Oh, and Heavy 67, man. I ended up having a couple of the optical illusions, and oof, this was just such a good coffee stout. Trying to ration them. Slow it down, slow it down. I might even put this on ice for tonight. Whew, that was good stuff. in your brew review that you have up right now, that looks really good. I tried to watch it from the hotel room, and of course, I just wanted to go down and, yeah, like Ray said, go down and pull the plug on the modem in the router and see if rebooting it would make any difference. But that's what we're looking at. The Paulaner Salvator Double Bock. 7.9%. Be in a ripping good mood, because in an hour from now my mother's taking the whole family out for dinner. It was supposed to be kind of like a going away for Samantha. And we're gonna open it up with the my good friend Jim. Jim, you know I love you, man. I give you a constant shit, but that's what half the fun is. So I got the surprise that it actually worked. Something from the Hornet Fixer channel that did something. Just kidding. Again, I'm just kidding. Jim's a good guy. If you're wondering who I'm talking about, I'll put a link down below. Jim's the one responsible for the Ms. Bomi Slimer Green effect, and I'm glad I left that up to Jim. That probably would have looked terrible if I would have said, when he called and said, so what exactly do you want done on there? And I'm like, use your best judgment. Well, it has a deep color, but once again, this looks like something that residue from one to Birdman's kidneys. And the carbonation was kind of weak, and that's pretty much a non-existent head. That's, yeah, there's a joke to go with that, but it's got some spicy kind of notes to it. If I didn't actually read the bottle and I just poured it and I said take a guess, I'd probably put it in here with some of these winter ales. What we got here? And if I didn't already say it, this is an offering from New York Half-Ass Prepper. Last time he sent me some stuff, I got a couple of winter ales. I'm like, should I sit on those until next year, or let's throw them in the rotation? Okay, enough goofing off. Let's drink. Well, Nancy. Wouldn't be prudent. Double Bock. To be honest, I don't... God, I've had so many varieties in Bocks. I'm starting to wonder what's supposed to be the real one and what's not. This is a lot of spicy notes in there. Fruits like plum or raisin. Maybe some rind, like citrusy kind of stuff. It's very complex. There's a lot of flavors going on, and it's so much like some of those seasonal Christmas ales that I've had, except for, I could be wrong, but I think this one might be void of that coriander spice. It's supposed to be one of the most expensive spices in the world, but when it tastes like shit, who cares how much you paid for it? Not quite buttery smooth. It's got a almost like caramel sweetness to it, but boy, it's got a lot of flavors. I would categorize this as kind of an after dinner kind of a beer, almost a dessert beer. Breakfast too, why not? What the hell? That's all of them, right? Oh, that's right though, we did cheat. It is in the flavor enhancing glass. So it's probably not as good if you had had it unless of course you have a flavor enhancing glass, which everybody probably should who is a connoisseur of beer. Would I get it again? Let's start with that. Or should I say, how quickly would I want to chill it and drink it if I had two of them? It's not terrible. It's not that earthy. There's no real bitterness to it at all, like I like in the hops. But I mean, these two dudes, they seem to be enjoying it. Maybe a little too much. I don't want to stand here and watch me read a bottle, but I'm going to just see if it says anything. Exclusively Munich, Germany. From exacting standards. Oh, here's some more of the crap. It's part of that Bavarian purity law of 1516. Because I'm sure we'd all like to back up to the 1500s when it comes to most of our standards. The electricity standards of the 1500s and the sewer standards of the 1500s. So I'm sure it's a good thing that I also want my beer to back up to the 1500s. Warning! Sarcasm alert! Radical! See that shit? Had a beer and then touched that gun. That probably wasn't too smart. Yep, that's what I was told. But I got this itch. I like to go along to get along. I understand. Yeah, Mr. Weisenheimer. I'm sure that would go over good. Do a gun review completely shit-faced. With the brew review at the same time. Not sure. Maybe if there was no ammo. Of course, everyone automatically assumes, if you pick something up and aim it at the camera, you've got to automatically assume. How about just a moment of gun porn? I really like this. I mean, it's personally my baby. This you're looking at right here is I've had this a long time. My baby Samantha was 3 when I bought this. So when people ask me about this, it's still holding up pretty good. Shoot the fire out of this thing over the years, and she keeps on going. People can say what they want about the Kimbers, but this has been a very reliable gun. I mean, the only thing that I've even done to it is 23 Mr. Cowboys sent me that steel mainspring housing so I could take the plastic one out of there. Oh yeah, just for you, Birdman. Yep, there it is right there. That would be cool. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like win the lottery, but still keep doing this. Act like business as usual, except for actually have a live band right over there. Yeah. Personally, just one of those over the top moments. You just won $320 million and you get to take home your 50% of that. First thing I do is I do a brew review, and in the background I got Joe Satriani and his band set up. Hell yeah. Or I just save some money and put it aside, and I have one to Birdman and his band come up here and do a live set in the background. But, you know, considering how easily I seem to self-entertain myself, what do I need help for? You know, what's the record now? 42 minutes on a brew review? Like I said, it's your discretion, man. There's nobody forcing you to watch the whole thing. If you're not going to watch the whole thing, then why bitch about how long it is? Just do what you want. Move on. I don't really care. Guys that want to watch it will watch it. Guys that don't, you know, maybe I'll start throwing some porn on at the very end, so those that, you know, stick around. Oof, that could go wrong. Okay, E-scale. Well, whatever the spicy notes on it, they're okay, because like that Coriander, after drinking one of these, I'd be like on, I think it put my throat to sleep. It wasn't terrible. You know, I don't know if I'd necessarily ever buy it again, because once again, life is short. Why drink shitty beer? Got that in there, Birdman. I suppose if you're in the, you know, different varieties, and if you've actually had any of the winter seasonals, and you said, you know, this would be really good if it didn't have Coriander in it, then this might be your guy. Of course, I'll probably find out this has Coriander in it, and I'll be like going, they got one past you. I'm just gonna call this it didn't have much carbonation either. I'm gonna call it a 2. So take it as you want. And like we already discussed, and the batch of stuff from Mike. Mike, again, thanks. I already sent you a message. So we're gonna look at the Belhaven Scottish Stout tomorrow. Right there, little guy. Ooh, what do we got for my own personal pleasures tonight? Ooh, we got some Lion Stout. Maybe tackle another optical illusion. Ooh, where'd that Righteous go? Got a couple cans of Righteous Ale in there. So, knuckle bump to me. And Tardisius. So, I'll let you guys go. I don't want to piss off too many people by running her out too long. Yeah, indeedy. God. Did I mention how good this Heartstopper was? Might have. Maybe I'll have that tonight. And in case no one asked, but in case someone's interested, Sam got to pick where we're going for dinner tonight, and evidently we're going to the Outback Steakhouse because she wanted something that had gobs of chocolate and more chocolate in it. Who knew? So, see you guys tomorrow. It's Friday, so tear it up. And remember, if you're gonna drink, get someone else to drive, because me personally, I don't like to walk or play that line at all. As a matter of fact, after as much as one beer, the gun goes in the safe, and after 2 beers, the keys go to somebody else. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So you guys have a good night, and we'll catch you tomorrow.